All right. So, our very first product drop, long awaited, we had announced it initially last year and it's finally available for a la carte purchase, was of course our Balancing Gel Cleanser. Now, this cleanser is fantastic, and as I said, it was much anticipated. We had our snow enzyme here in the US and in Canada. Oops. But we also had the cleansing powder wash, more exfoliating, our moisture cleansing oil. But in other markets, they were looking for, a gentle cleanser. They don't have the snow enzyme. And for people here, perhaps they were looking for a cleanser that better suited their skin needs. And the Balancing Gel Cleanser easily could be an answer to that. Now, what is it other than being a gel cleanser, a water-based cleanser? It's a gentle daily gel cleanser. It's infused with giant byung pool in multiple forms, and we'll go over what those forms are. But it's meant to not only efficaciously cleanse your skin, but really maintain that hydration, even add some hydration to your skin. It's suitable for all skin types, but the design was really focused on sensitive skin and or dry skin. Now, key highlights of this product is not only that it is, of course, vegan, but it's also allergen free, and we formulate it to a skin-friendly pH. Now, your skin's pH is roughly about 5.5, I believe, and so a skin-friendly pH, of course, is going to complement that. It's not going to create too acidic of an environment and strip the barrier, and it's not going to be too basic of a formula that it's not really working on your skin. Now, as I had mentioned, there are two forms of that giant byung pool in formulation, and that's going to be a powdered form and our heritage lava byung pool water. That powder form is known as giant byung pool P100, the P, of course, for powder. Now, it being powdered is really important for the efficacious cleansing of this system. You, of course, often have the giant byung pool in a fresh form, directly extracted with our lava byung pool water to create that byung pool extract. But in this instance, we dried the leaves, and so that really helped us create this microscopic and beautifully complementary ingredient for the skin, in the sense that it's not abrasive, it's not exfoliating the skin, but it's getting deep into those pores and helping with impurity removal. Now, we also have that lava byung pool water. This is what's in high concentration in the booster, in the serum, in the dermatology cream, and other products. This is the quintessential extract of our giant byung pool. It's going to have all the same benefits it has in the other products, but of course, as this is a wash-off system, you're getting a little bit of a different appearance of those benefits. Really looking at the maintenance of skin hydration, but also the reduction in visible redness, that kind of anti-inflammatory approach. What's key about the inclusion of the giant byung pool in the powder form is you also get that visible impact of the giant byung pool present. The flakes are visible within the gel matrix of this cleanser. Of course, yes, giant byung pool is important. Yes, it's included, but we always have additional key ingredients with any product, and this product is no different. So amongst the key ingredients, we have common ones like hyaluronic acid, but we also have key patented complexes, as you see here. This first one, SeboClear MP, is such a fantastic ingredient. Really what is named lends towards is that sebo, which is sebum, and clear, removal. So we are really looking at the balanced removal of sebum from the skin, but not to an extent where it is overstripping your skin barrier, still maintaining that healthy balance of lipids. It really helps your skin in not only the removal of the sebum, but also in terms of acne-prone individuals. It has a lot of different approaches in that category. So it actually inhibits the growth of germs that are typical to what is known as impure skin in the industry. Essentially, these germs can trigger inflammatory reactions, can trigger the formation of acne, and so SeboClear actually helps reduce the presence of these germs. But it also has a retinoic acid-like effect. And so in this retinoic acid-like effect, it is not retinol. It is not going to be, creating a retinol burn to the skin, but it has similar efficacies in terms of skin clarification. It's ideal for really skin of any age, but just general impure skin, which is any kind of skin at the beginning or at the end of the day. You haven't washed your skin yet. Perfect to have this ingredient. Next, we have our tannin complex HR, and you may be used to tannins. They're present in a lot of foods we may consume or wines. For anyone that perhaps went out yesterday for St. Patrick's Day, you might have consumed some tannins, but these are really helping with that visible appearance of tighter pores. Hyaluronic acid, as I mentioned, is fantastic for hydration of the skin, but we also have Gypsophila paniculata root extract. This is rich in what are known as saponins, and saponins are natural cleansing molecules. So even at the basic line of the performance of this cleanser, you're getting the cleansing from a natural resource. Also not identified here, because there are way too many key ingredients, we have an ingredient known as pore laser, which is a really cool name, but again, it's just kind of lending towards the concept of deeply removing impurities that are lodged within the pores. It's comprised of jasmine, of eggplant, and white willow extracts. Not only does it also help with sebum control, but it also and this ingredient specifically contains BHA-like plant derivatives. If you'll remember, AHAs and BHAs are forms of chemical exfoliants, so a BHA-like plant derivative is going to help with mild exfoliation for the skin. Now, all of this considered, this approach, of course, is for maintenance of hydration, really maintenance of visible pore tightness. You also have the reduction in sebum, but it's really looking at the importance of cleansing as the primary beauty tenet of K-beauty. We're really looking at not only the removal of impurities, but the preparation of your skin to accurately absorb the topical products you later apply. So the balancing gel cleanser perfectly fits into any routine. If you're a seasoned RIMAN user, it should simply go into your current routine, or you can even create a hybrid routine to fit it in. Now, it can be used as its own sole cleanser. Perhaps you wake up in the morning and you don't double cleanse. Usually, you can just use the balancing gel cleanser. At night, you use the moisture cleansing oil as your oil-based cleanser, and then go in with the balancing gel cleanser. 2 to 3 times a week, or depending on your skin, more or less, you will swap the balancing gel cleanser for our cleansing powder wash. Now, for those of you that have the snow enzyme and love the snow enzyme, I've been getting a lot of questions about, hey, do I not use it anymore? You can absolutely still use it. You can just switch it out whenever you feel like, or you can do one in the morning and one in the evening. It's entirely up to you. Once you have cleansed, you'll simply go in with the rest of your routine, whether that's the advanced routine with the new RADIANSOME products or with the signature routine, including the oil mist, the gel, Boo, and cream. Now, what's key about this product and all of its design for sensitive or dry skin to be cleansing and hydrating is that it's also designed to be an entry-level cleanser for RIMAN. So for any of your prospects or even yourself, if you are new, it's an easy way to get yourself used to this new cleansing system and eventually incorporate the moisture cleansing oil, the exfoliator, and beyond. Now, this product has only been available for a couple of weeks, again, launched in our convention packages, but available for a la carte purchase last Monday. But we already have people that love its performance. And one of those individuals has actually graced us with their presence on the call today, and that is Jamie Dobronos. So Jamie is a wonderful individual. I have had the pleasure of speaking with her via the ritual inbox and my email very often. She always has fantastic questions, but she also has fantastic skin, as you can see here. So midway between these two pictures, 2020 and 2026, I believe she started with RIMAN in 2023. And Jamie, when you pop on, correct me if that's wrong, but you can immediately see the glow that her skin has received. With her routine, she's, I believe, used the signature ritual, and she's really been able to incorporate the new balancing gel cleanser and is loving its efficacy for her skin. So I will stop talking. I want to hear from Jamie about her experience with the balancing gel cleanser, and better yet, she's actually going to apply it for us. So, hi, Miss Jamie.
Hi, thanks for having me. I actually started in 2024 in March, so I just had my second anniversary, and
Awesome.
I used the ICD signature line in the morning, and I am now using the new amazing Rad line in the evening. So
Love it.
I am here to share with you double cleansing, and we all know that our Koreans believe in removing makeup and environmental toxins with an oil cleanser first, and then follow up with the water-based cleanser to remove any remaining residue, the oil residue and the makeup, any sweat, dirt, anything we have going on. So I have the oil cleanser right here, and I always tell people, don't be afraid to use this, because I know at first I was like, what is this oil, and is it going to cause my face to break out? No, it is heavenly. It's plant-based. It doesn't strip the skin. It brightens. It helps with hyperpigmentation. It gets rid of blackheads and whiteheads. We don't need any more of those strips that people use to, they pull off their nose. It's terrible. You don't have to use that. We've got our oil cleanser. So I use a couple pumps. I use 3. Now I'm taking off everything. So be ready. Here we go. I massage it into my skin. Now I really like to do this. Ultimately, I like to do it for 5 minutes, but since we only have probably a couple minutes here, I am going to just show you quickly how I do this at night. Now you can see the mascara is coming off. Now I use a little bit of water and I emulsify it to turn it white. And then I usually rinse, but I'm going to come in with a little cloth today, and I'm just going to show you everything that comes off of my face. I don't know
Crazy.
what I was doing without an oil cleanser in college, when I got out of college, because with one cleanse, I always felt like it just wasn't getting everything off of my face. So with double cleansing, I feel so refreshed, and I do feel like I'm getting everything off my face. So here it is. Now, going in with the balancing gel cleanser, I learned all kinds of stuff from you, Angelina, by what you shared. But let me tell you, this kind of reminds me of like a cool aloe vera gel, is how I would describe it. It smells a little planty, like you can smell. It's a very light scent, though. It's earthy. I love it. You can see the little Byung Pool powder inside of it, and it helps with the appearance of pore tightness, and it increases the tightness by 45%, if I'm right with that.
Yes. Mhm.
Okay, so take a look. I'm going to probably put a little bit more than usual just because I want you to see it. But you can see like the little green specks in there. And so you can rub it on your face like this. But
And Jamie,
go ahead.
I love that you mentioned the scent as well, because of course we made it allergen free, and sometimes there are often allergens in even natural fragrances. So what you were smelling is exactly what you identified. It's just the raw materials and formula. So
Yeah,
I'm glad to hear you love it.
Oh, it just smells like a plant, and I
Yeah.
love that. And so I take a little bit of water and massage it in my hands, and then I massage my face as well, and you can see how it turns like foamy. And the more water you add, the more like foamy it gets.
Mhm.
And just look at this, like you can just tell like how soft it feels on your face. It's amazing. Like you could just sit here and do it all day. All right, so then I'm going to come in and wipe it off. Now, when you said, Angelina, you talked about the hydration, that was the
Mhm.
one thing I noticed the first time I used it. You can see the hydration in your skin after using the cleanser, which I absolutely love. So
I
there you
love it.
have it. I love this stuff, Angelina. Thank you, Riemann. Thanks for having
Well,
me.
thank you, Jamie. And can we all drop some love for the glow that Jamie has on her natural skin? Like, she looks absolutely fantastic. Now, Jamie, before you go, I'd love to ask you, how did you incorporate this into your routine? Did you replace a cleanser with this one? Are you using both the snow and this one?
Well, I'll tell you, I kind of long for all of them.
Oh,
So I'm like rotating. So I'll do my exfoliation, and then I like creamy, foamy, dreamy. So I go with my snow enzyme cleanser a couple of times a week, and I use the balancing gel cleanser, and then I use the active powder. So I love all three of them. I just kind of rotate. So I'm loving it.
awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time, Jamie. I
You're welcome.
so appreciate. I know some of us would not be able to come on and cleanse our face in front of 200 people. So thank you, Jamie, for your time today. It
You're
was awesome
welcome.
to have you. All right, everyone. Well, that was fantastic. I could not have done that better myself. She just taught us even more. But with this cleanser, so hope that for those of you that perhaps didn't yet find a home with cleansing with RIMAN, that you now have an option that really suits your skin needs. But much like how Jamie had shown, this is going to be much gentler in its lather. It's not the snow enzyme. It's not meant to make huge bubbles. It's going to be really subtle and soft as you work it into your skin, and that's really going to maintain the hydration of your skin as well. But with the K Beauty tenants, we of course have cleanse, and we next go in with hydrate. And what better way to transition into hydrate than by talking about our new RADIANSOME products. So let's get back into the presentation. All right. So at convention, we had our second product drop, which is the announcement or the rediscovery of RADIANSOME 100. Now, with RADIANSOME 100, as you may know, the 100 stands for 100% liposomal. So let's take a review of our original RADIANSOME 100 products. These were all founded within the microfluidizer process. And really, we could have a whole call, and I think I have had a call about the microfluidizer process. This piece of machinery and the creation of liposomes, it is so novel to RIMAN and to the creation of unparalleled skincare products. Now, with the utilization of the microfluidizer processor, it is traditionally employed in pharmaceutical mechanisms. So typically drug companies would not only use liposomes, but they would use the microfluidizer processor to create liposomes. And thusly, this would have a drug, either oral or topical, that would be enhanced in its delivery to the body. Now, many Companies later adopted the use of liposomes into their own raw material formulation, into their own formulations, but they typically do it on an ingredient by ingredient basis. That's true for medicinal companies, and that's also true for a lot of skincare. But we couldn't rest on having one or two liposomal ingredients into our products. We had to have an entirely nanoliposomal line. To create an entirely nanoliposomal line, we used that microfluidizer processor, which itself is very difficult to obtain. Now, it's typically maintained within that pharmaceutical application. The few companies that can utilize it hold a patent to it that gives them that exclusive ability to utilize or to own the machinery. And we have one in-house at Ask Labs on Jeju Island. And the ability to not only have this direct access to the microfluidizer processor, but to really understand what it can do for our products allowed us to run a bunch of different trials to try to find a product or product line rather that was 100% nanoliposomal, was efficacious, it was safe, and it was stable. And that's really difficult because the stability is hard to maintain with everything being nanoliposomally encapsulated. And all of that considered, it's difficult to create a finished good that's offered at an attainable price point. The very few companies that have offered 100% nanoliposomal formulas have upwards of $800 formulations. We have this as attainable luxury here at RIMAN. As such, all 60 ingredients that were in the 3 products in the original RADIANSOME line were encapsulated in those nanoliposomes. So to summarize, as you see here, this is it simplified. Usually used in the pharmaceutical industry, typically used on singular ingredients when used in the cosmetics industry. We hold the patent and we also own the microfluidizer processor. And again, there are other people that also have their own, but you need this type of exclusive access to utilize it. And we ran through all 3 of these formulas, ran them through the processor to create nanoliposomes. But that was the past. So are you ready for the next evolution of RADIANSOME 100? Are you ready to see what is next? Oops, that is the all-new RADIANSOME 100. So for those of you that perhaps haven't seen the various details on these products, perhaps haven't seen the photos, look at them. They are radiant. They're going to make you radiant, and they involve years of careful collaboration, calculation to create products that respected the original RADIANSOME line. We know people loved it. We know it worked well, and we by no means were going to deviate from those products in the relaunch or revamp. We just wanted to work on those efficacies to create something that was not only parallel, but even better to what the original products were doing. Now, in the outlining of that microfluidizer process, what's key here is we're still using it. We still have 100% nanoliposomal formulas, but the products were run upwards of 7 times through the processor. This creates what are known as flexible liposomes. These flexible liposomes are aptly named in terms of their flexibility. They're even smaller, more microscopic, but they're also more robust. So they're flexible as they absorb into your skin and are able to more accurately target areas within the skin to have a profound effect. Now, in processing it multiple times, we're really creating a smooth and uniform formulation to the naked eye. So yes, while you cannot see those liposomes, you overall feel a greater elegance with these formulations in its sensory experience, very uniform in its deposition of ingredients onto the skin on its dry down, so that you're left with very comfortable and hydrated, moisturized skin. In the revamp, we of course have new packaging, as you see outlined in these pictures. The main thing here is that we wanted to improve on our product value, which if those of you have attended Product University, you know that sustainability is our 3rd product value. And it's not merely a practice, it's a promise. And there is always room to improve in that category. And we embrace that. The new RADIANSOME products are now recyclable. So we transitioned from the ceramic and we have gone now to these packages. They're more lightweight, they're more robust in shipping and in your utilization. They're going to last until you have used every drop. Furthermore, with the new packaging, with the new packaging, you may see that we no longer have the ampule. We now have the essence. This is a transition to a new K-beauty concept of a new K-beauty product. Essences are very popular in South Korea and in K-beauty. And so we transition the ampule into a more relevant product format for our K-Beauty Nature. In that transition, we've thusly increased the the volume of product within the essence from 30 milliliters in the original ampule to now 50 milliliters offered in the essence. So you are getting more products. And that was in part feedback from you, our field. Many individuals had said, hey, I love the routine, but I am running through my ampule. Now you can continue to use all three products together for a longer period of time. So with that flexible liposome technology and with the robustness and more microscopic nature of these particles, each product has millions, if not billions, of particles per drop. So with the new toner, we have upwards of 81 billion particles per a singular drop of the toner. With the essence, upwards of 100 billion, and the cream, 120 billion. I wish I had a product here just to give you a little drop and hold it up to you. It is almost incomprehensible to think that there are literally billions of particles inside a singular drop, but that is how these products are accurately absorbing into your skin. Let's transition then to the ingredients. What are we doing here with the ingredients? We still have many of the ingredients that you loved with the original formulas. That's going to be the Vita complex, which was that 5 vitamin complex containing vitamin C and vitamin B3 and B5. We also have RK Snowflake, which is a natural extract for skin brilliance. Collagenere is still in there for skin skin plumpness and elasticity. But we also have to continue to use our giant Byung pool in new and novel ways. So the ways we have done so in the new RADIANSOME products, all three of the products have these 2 key ingredients. We have our Byung pool Colosome and the Centelac GT. The Byung pool Colosome is cultivated using blue LED light technology. And so that specific technology allows for the encouragement of specific phytonutrients to grow or to become more abundant. That really kind of emphasizes the production of polyphenols and flavonoid related components to increase exponentially the antioxidant care of giant Byung pool. So really a potent antioxidant extract with this Byung pool Colosome. The Centelac GT is actually a combo name of Centella, of lactobacillus ferment, but we also have camellia flower in there. 3 ingredients all sourced by ourselves on Jeju Island, but they're married perfectly together to essentially address every concern you may have in terms of anti-aging skincare. It's not only going to help with the reduction in the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles, but it's also going to improve hydration, improve the appearance of elasticity, and reduce the appearance of hyperpigmentation, all in a singular ingredient. But similarly to the dermatology products, they both share some ingredients, but each have their own 3rd or 4th key ingredients. All 3 of these new products have their own key ingredients that you can talk about and you can see the results of. The toner has what's known as Primahyl Hydra or Primahyl Hydra. This is a fancy form of hyaluronic acid. It's considered a 3rd generation hyaluronic acid, but specifically it's cationic in nature, and that means it is positively charged. This charge is crucial in how it ultimately interacts with your skin and how it is absorbing into your skin. It not only creates immediate hydration in a singular application, but it also brings long-term skin hydration with continued use. It also had shown to reinforce skin barrier function. It specifically increases lipid and protein production. Lipids being those crucial oil-based oil-based components of our skin's barrier. With a singular use of the toner, it can maintain skin hydration for upwards of 4 days. So that is just how robust it is in hydration. That second ingredient, glycogen natural, is so simplistic in that it's glycogen. It's glycerol glucoside and water as a complex, but again, multifunctional in its approach. Very similar to Centelac GT, and it's doing essentially everything. It revitalizes tired and stressed or mature skin. It brings not only skin elasticity, but density and thickness. It could also help with cellular repair, also making it effective for aging skin specifically. Transitioning to the essence, this ChronoGlow is insane. Many of you may know that I was previously a raw material supplier and a cosmetic chemist, so I knew so many raw materials, but I've never seen something like this ingredient. ChronoGlow is inspired by and derived from what is known as the resurrection plant. This is a plant that grows in the desert. Of course, the desert biomes are extremely dry, often have very little water, and it's able to downregulate or basically turn off its metabolism in times of severe drought. Upon first rain, it can then reactivate itself and awaken to absorb that water and continue its metabolism. Thusly, it has resurrected. So not only using biomimicry, but epigenetics, scientists studied the resurrection plant to understand how we could apply its various cellular processes for human benefit to the skin. In vitro testing has shown that there was a reduction in dermal oxidation, which that is why you use antioxidants to reduce oxidative species, to reduce all the damage caused by those oxidative species. But it also increased skin elasticity in just 15 days of use. And it also helped with the production of collagen, specifically types 6 and 16, and the production of elastin as well. Now, when we transition over to I almost forgot Ectowin. Ectowin is also in the essence. Ectowin is really unique in that it's a simple amino acid derivative, but it creates what's known as a hydrofilm on the skin, basically locking in moisture. Not only does it help with your skin's roughness, the appearance of redness, reducing that appearance, but it also reduces the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. Now transitioning to the cream, we have Cybrite and Jeju Camellia Extensin. Cybrite is derived from a brown algae known as rainbow seaweed, and it has robust effects in hyperpigmentation reduction. Specifically, it directly acts on the melanogenesis pathway, which is the pathway that synthesizes melanin, and it's shown to work in vivo studies in a singular week of daily application. Last but not least, that Jeju Camellia Extensin, produced by RIMAN on Jeju Island, is a low molecular weight plant-based glycoprotein. It's sourced from that Jeju Camellia flower, and it's really helping with skin elasticity and plumpness. All of this is cool and scientific, but really what comes with the performance of these products is quantifiable results. And we have the testing needed to really understand that these products are going to really work on what they're promising. So with the toner, we found that we have 12 hours of maintained hydration after a single application. With the essence, we found that it improved the feel of skin hydration, but by 116%, again, after a single use. And last but not least, the cream enhanced the appearance of skin radiance by 40%, almost 41% with 4 weeks of use. So in the system, you see those immediate effects in hydration and in brightness, but you also see that long-term effect as well. And that's really the concept of K-beauty, working with your skin's innate radiance and innate health so that you can maintain it long-term. And so you stay committed because you see those surface results, and that benefits you in the long run. Now, as I'd mentioned, we of course have new product formats. We're still having the toner, we're still having the cream, but now you have the essence sandwiched in between. So this picture is misleading because it's the toner first, then the essence. But all these products are going to be a little bit finer in their sensory experience, not as emollient as the last ones, but still very oil rich in comparison to the dermatology line. And you may be asking, okay, this is cool, they're different, then who's it for? Well, anyone who previously used and loved RADIANSOME, you're going to have an easy transition to these new products. But with the key ingredients and with the nature of 100% liposomal formulas, it's also going to lend towards dry skin, mature skin, or normal skin as well, who really doesn't have any issues with either oil-rich or water-rich products. Lastly, those with targeted skin needs like hyperpigmentation and wrinkle reduction, while yes, the dermatology signature line can absolutely address those, the liposomal ingredients here just give you an extra edge in the performance and the efficacy that you're looking for. Now, in the introduction of all these new products, we have a new advanced RIMAN ritual. You're still going to be cleansing with the cleansing offerings we previously mentioned, but now you simply go in with the new RADIANSOME products. Starting with that toner, you're going to dash it into your palm and massage it in an upward sweeping motion. You'll next go in with the essence, 2 to 3 pumps either directly into the palm or directly onto the face and massaged in, and the cream massaged in last. All 3 of these products, again, were available in those convention packages, but they are available for a la carte purchase come April 1st, which is very, very soon. Now, we had such a fantastic discussion with Jamie. How could we talk about these new products and not have someone else come and talk about their experience with this newness? So I would like to invite onto the call an individual that quickly moved to their routine with the new RADIANSOME 100 products, was a committed and devout RADIANSOME user prior to the launch. This is Miss Jackie Hardy. She has a fantastic experience with RIMAN, and she absolutely loves the new RADIANSOME products. So I'm going to stop yapping. I invite on Jackie to the stage. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. Okay, all of that
Absolutely.
science and all of that information, like I thought I already loved the new Radiansome 100, but now I love it even more. I didn't realize all like what I love most about it is the surface results. But as Angie explained, there are a ton other benefits to Radiansome 100. For me, I noticed a glow. I can't stop talking about it. I keep messaging my team. I'm like, have you guys tried this new Radiance 100? It's really amazing. And I'm not trying to sell it. Like, I really loved it. And I love the original. So, funny story. These are the originals right here. I actually called my sister today to ask for them back so I could show them to you guys today. Because when I got my hands on these guys, the new ones, right? I said, I'm not going to try this yet because I have this set still and I don't want to waste my products, right? And this is amazing. Like I already loved it from, since I started incorporating it into my regimen about 6 months after I started the signature. It was amazing. But then once I tried this, I'm like, you know what, sis, you can have that set because I'm just moving forward with this. So you guys did something amazing. You took what was already good. You made it great. You made it even better. And I'm loving it so far.
Well, we're so glad to hear that because again, we know of the saying if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So we wanted to approach this very carefully. But with your new utilization of the Radiance and products, tell me a little bit more about your specific ritual. Like how did it transform in terms of the incorporation of these products in the physical application, but also in the results you've seen? I mean, your radiance is visible even on a Zoom filter, or excuse me, a Zoom camera. So please tell me a little bit more about your experience.
Yes, no filter. It's all RIMAN. Okay, so I started, you guys probably saw my before and after. It was presented a little bit ago. I have melasma. And so I knew the ICD line was helping, but I knew that the Radiansome 100 was going to help even more. So in the beginning, I tried the Radiansome, and in just all 100% transparency, when you incorporate new products into your routine, your regimen, you might experience a bit of a purge. And I did have that a little bit, so I scaled back a little. But I found that as I was using the ICD more religiously over a longer period of time, and I was consistent, my skin barrier healed. 'Cause I was putting some crazy things on my skin to make the melasma go away. So takes time to heal. And then I started incorporating the older Radiansome 100 at night. And then when this new one launched, right, I started actually incorporating it in the day. And the reason behind that is because the old formula, like it was super hydrating, but I just felt like my skin needed overnight for it to absorb fully. It felt a little bit heavier for me, which is fine because in the morning everything was great, but I'm experiencing the same kind of results, but even better with this formula, which to me seems lighter. It's smoother. It seems like it's absorbing better. My skin doesn't feel as tacky. So I feel like I can use it during the day. So that's kind of how I started and how I'm using it now.
I love it. Yeah. And for those of you, exactly as Jackie said, if you're someone that's kind of hesitant to just immediately transform or rather transfer it to these three products, you can kind of scale back. You can do it slowly. You can do one product at a time. It's entirely up to you. But Jackie, with your experience, I know you mentioned on the difference in sensory, but what were the differences you saw in terms of, the skin effects? We went over the different ingredients, but what really talks to the power of the products is what you're seeing on your skin. I know radiance is the utmost thing, but did you feel more hydration, more comfort?
Yes to all of that. More hydration. I felt more comfortable because I didn't feel so oily. Like I hate that feeling. Some people just don't like that feeling, and I'm one of those people. But I mean, to me, what it brought was that feeling of confidence because I couldn't look at myself in the mirror. Like I'll tear up if I talk about it. Like my melasma had gotten to me so bad. So sorry. What, Angie? Why did you ask me this question?
Oh, but thank you for the vulnerability. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay. But I mean, it's not just skincare, as my friend Anne says. It's just restored confidence. So it's more than just surface. It's like restored confidence. And I know with continued use of these products, I heard you say that it helps with hyperpigmentation. That's my ultimate goal. I do notice a difference in the moisturization, the moisture of my skin, the hydration, it's up. But I'm truly looking forward to just having a more even skin tone and complexion. And thank you so much for explaining everything to us. And just these products, they're all amazing.
Well, thank you for using them, for trusting RIMAN to continue to have your best interest in mind when we create new products. I mean, like I've always said, we can go out and innovate absolutely everything, but nothing matters if it doesn't serve a purpose in your world. So I so appreciate what you've talked about today, and for, intimately sharing with us your experience with these products, and really how important the skincare is, that it wasn't just simply skincare, it was transformational. So thank you for your time, Jackie.
Thanks for having me.
All right. So, two fantastic testimonies. Loved having those women on. So empowering to see people not only talk about their personal skincare, but the successes they've had with a product. So often I'm on the back end talking about the ingredients and talking about how to use, but to actually see their effects on the skin is so powerful for me. So I hope the same for you. And please, let's also drop some love for the glow on Jackie's skin as well. I cannot believe how fantastic her skin looks. She said it was almost embarrassing how fantastically glowy she was. And I was like, never be embarrassed by that. We could all dream of having skin like that. But I'm going to finish up the call now. Just a couple more points we are going to go over. I know it is in the evening for many of you. And so we're going to touch on that last product drop. But before we do so, we're going to transition to a brief announcement we had made at convention, which you may have also seen on our Instagram. RIMAN has won the IF Design 2026 award for our ICD dermatology line. This is a huge, huge achievement. And if you want to check out We Are RIMAN, we go over a little bit more about what this design award is, but there are hundreds of brands that submit their products to be considered for this award, and we were selected over all of them. With this award, it's been around for, I believe, 30 years now. Don't quote me on that, but it's extremely prestigious. And to win this award is a huge recognition to the efforts we've put into creating beautiful products, but it also is largely because of you guys. We are inspired to design products that actually look good, but also work, because you are our field and you deserve good products that are beautiful on your countertops. So anyways, product shop 3. We at convention launched the new experience kits. And so what you can see here is the before of the expert experience kit. And we had this up until about a month ago, and we had transitioned all the products last March. So there was a mismatch in what you could sample and what ultimately you could buy full size. No more is that the case. Our new expert experience kit has all of those revamped formulations. I always forget that there's a little animation on the slide, but as you can see here, we are now enjoying not the Biotin oil mist, but the 2-phase oil mist. The Calming Balance Gel always stayed the same, but now we have the Dermatology Cream instead of the Active Cream. Most important in this new kit is the fact that we have changed up what cleansers are included. The previous kit only had the Active Cleanup Powder, which is great for many individuals, but it is our more exfoliating cleanser, and we recommend only using it 2 to 3 times a week. So if someone only had a kit, that was the only cleanser they had, and it could be potentially a little irritating. So instead, we are going to have something that is suitable for everyone and anybody, and perfectly tells the story about the double cleansing with RIMAN. You now get the moisture cleansing oil and the balancing gel cleanser as your cleansing options, and then the standard signature products you love. So the ICD Expert Experience Kit is going to be offered, of course, in the US and in Canada, 107 SP, 70 BP. But alongside this kit, we also offered our ICD Cleansing Experience Kit. This is another fantastic way to introduce RIMAN to somebody. Everybody needs a cleanser. If they are committed to their topical products, hey, at least give these a glow, I guess is true as well. So with the all new ICD Cleansing Experience Kit, you get those 3 cleansers seen here. So our quintessential moisture cleansing oil, new balancing gel cleanser, and our key exfoliator, the cleansing powder wash. Easily giftable, easily purchasable for yourself for travel, but all in all, really focusing on the double cleansing and exfoliation, which your skin sometimes needs help in that desquamation and the removal of dead skin cells. This is offered again, US and Canada, 32 SP and 21 BP. Now, with the all-new experience kits, these are going to be available to you for purchase a la carte sale come April 1st. So April 1st, mark that on your calendar. It is not an April Fool's joke. We have all new RADIANSOME products coming for your purchase alongside those experience kits. But are you dying to get your hands on one of those kits before April 1st? With that in mind, I have the pleasure of finally coming to the promotion I had mentioned at the beginning of the call. You can get your hands on a cleansing experience kit before they officially become available. So